so it could be the real title, okay? The basic idea is what to explain to an administration who must manage and who has to deal with a real complex environment, okay? You know that beaches are really a hot spot from the perspective of administrative environment, social, and ecosystems. Beaches are a classical example, for example, of sea level rise impact. So I think all of you know from previous presentations there were dunes on the Llobregat Delta, of that metropolitan area, and the process of making dunes, of dune accretion, ended around 20, 30 years ago, mainly by the very intense use of the beaches. The first maritime angle promenade with dunes was made on 1992. So there is also an issue about natural longshore and sand transport processes, mainly by the construction of it was the mouth of the river, it was moved just to make a huge logistic center. There is, I think, 1.5 kilometers structure, we ended with sand transport. So we have a really interrupted process of dune accretion. We have a process who was discovered and described by Van der Putten on a lot of time ago, is that marine grass is dependent on sand inflow, a constant sand inflow. And if not, when the dune is stabilized, the plant degenerates and dies very fast. It is a really negative feedback. It is a big issue because on dune management at the European scale, the big issue is to keep dunes moving. So it is in some way to keep marine grass population, okay? It is something like species engineering and dependent process. Of course, the intensity of use, there is a physical limit of comfort. It is around 5 square meters per person. And the economic factor. For example, tourism in the metropolitan area is not the most important factor. The most important one is property. Properties there are huge. You know, football players, Barca players, love to go to live on the beach. So they are expensive. And so the relationship between price, money, no? We are speaking of huge quantities of money. So it was the starting point. And that is what I solved to the metropolitan area on the first time. Okay? We need a emergent sand management plan, which could be prolonged over time, just to get wonderful dunes, which are something like landscaping element to identify, okay, the quality of life of the metropolitan area, and also to protect against storms and sea level rise. But so here there is not so much problem about the difference between dune management, and ecosystem services management. But from here, what I want to explain today to the people we will meet in some time now, at lunchtime, is that ecosystem services are really an explicit management tool from the three first logics: the socioeconomic one, the managerial one, and the geophysical one. We constructed dunes, and we discovered that wind is not constructing dunes, but we discovered that the ability of wind to destroy the dunes was really as the first day, okay? So we had to know the direction of the prevailing winds and discover sometime, just to make a new method of dune construction where marram grass, very young plantings. This plant, the economic price is around €0.50 each plant. If we wait 6 months, 1 year, and we put this small amount of sand, which I call dune, just to mimic the aeolic sand transport system, we can do huge areas, because you can do 100 meters of that kind of dune in 1 hour with a standard machine, okay? And so we can create great areas of sand trapping systems with a previous microscopic plant, okay? Very cheap, system based on natural capital. This can compete with riprap and stones of 500 kilos. And in terms of biodiversity, of course, is much better. And in terms of sand management, is much more efficient. Secondly, thanks to new technologies, you know the LIDAR, for example, which is really efficient because when there are 1.4 square meters, it really can whisper to your ears what happens with sands. The sand movement, mainly the height, okay, the volume of sand, which is as important as the width of the beach, okay? And so, for example, now we know quite precisely we have a problem of ponding, of flooding, okay? You will visit that beach, about 3 kilometers of beach, where it is extending, and it is a problem, typical longshore interruption current here. And from there, all that widened beach is losing topography, and with only 60 centimeters of increase of sea level rise, we will lose a very important area of beach of the metropolitan area. For example, this appreciation of only 60 centimeters is quite conservative. It can be around 1 meter. With a classical system of knowing what happens, no? and crossing what happens with just making the lines, okay, from 18 years of different orthophonic images, we can get a lot of information about coastal dynamics, so we can identify areas where the risk is greater. First, we identified all the areas where there is not beach enough for the maximum of people we have counted, okay? It is 50 people for 10 meters of linear of beach. 500 people are for each 100 meter stretch. That's a lot. And so there are beaches where it is not possible. And also from here, and also around here. Big issue. Also, when there are different physical processes, for example, where there is not, a beach can be really wide, but with not enough sand volume to keep things going on. And also, where there are clear regression processes after the river works is out, no? And the construction of the new harbor, where there are clear regression processes. This is very important because this has motivated by an environmental declaration impact, an environmental law. There is a big ship, a project moving around 100,000 cubic meters of sand each year. I will explain later. Other problem is just the lack of thickness of the sand and of the dunes, just to avoid flooding events of washover. This one is an image of washover at 2.3 meters on, I think it was 2001, okay? Which affected the maritime promenade. So there are a lot of places where the sea can go in and bring big problems. So we can combine different factors. For example, this one, the flooding area, it is quite easy to cartography also. And the idea is that we are losing the area of beach which has only natural, it is a good shape, is less than 25%, which is really surprising for me. Okay? It is speaking to know what you can see the beach is a more red color, you will find the worse condition. But the real thing is, as the previous presentation, when you can cross all this information, which is quite precise, with the needs. Okay? This is the census we have made of density of people on the beach. Okay? And so we find that areas with high progression, there is not so much people. Okay? It is important. But also there are areas with high density of people, with high density of property, with really the risk is really, the impact can be huge. If we go to money, if there are over, we are counting the dwellings, okay, the houses, and if we put a really cheap price of 200,000 euro for each one, it is the low line. We are speaking about millions euros, and if we lose the beach, the economical losses when you are selling your house can be about 20-30% of this quantity, which is really huge. We are speaking about a lot of money. So those combined maps can bring the idea where units are needed and mainly, where things you can do. On the other side, there is what other things one can ecosystem services offer sell to the metropolitan area people. It is the stakeholder mapping, which is, you can see it is extremely complex and diverse. There are municipalities in war, each against the other, and there are the scales of the administrations. It's really complex and important. So we know also the density of people, of the use of the beach, and sorry, it is not a polite image, but clear. We need to know about ecosystem, cultural ecosystem services, not just to discover that more cultivated people will love the more dynamic dunes, which is obvious, but we need, something, it was a meeting yesterday, but we really need to get the most efficient way to exploit ecosystem services. And so we must make customized information systems for different collectives and learn how to speak to them and transmit the correct information. There are huge trade-offs. The dog loggers, here is a new standard of quality of life. Each animal can drop about 1/3 of kilo each day of solid excrement and 0.75 liters of urine. They have screened, they are huge provider of Escherichia coli. Escherichia coli is the controller, for example, of the blue flags, the European blue flags. So it is a huge problem. And it also, those colonies can live on the beach during weeks, okay, with humidity and warmth. So it is a really huge issue. And the metropolitan area spends a lot of money controlling that problem, which is growing because everything, as we are in a really dense area, we are like China in some way. You are translating on tons daily, on a daily basis. Barcelona is, for example, a big controversy. They have around 100,000 dogs, and they kept now a small beach for dog lovers. Dog, it is something like just you can hold up the, well, I don't explain. It's too much complexity. But also, trade-offs can be opportunities to a lot of things. We must try to understand. It is a dune area where it is not still so much warm, and people jump inside, okay? Why not to create dunes, solarium dunes, which are really can help us to construct your real dunes, as you have seen in previous slides. and it can be practical, okay? Instead of bringing a police and saying, hey, you go outside here. And for me, we can give quite ludic. This is the croquet unit, like croqueta, okay? It is, why don't create playgrounds? Children, myself, used to jump on units. It is a wonderful playground. Okay, we can do it, but to explain how units work and outside to the protected areas. Why not? No, it is. We must be able to detect needs, no, and translate them on real truth. Okay. In so complex areas, the social networks are really explicit. On the beach, it is, for example, Strava, people who goes on bicycle or by jogging, we can know the use of the beach, but we can do in other places, mine here, on the mountain close to here, the spatial distribution of the use of cultural ecosystem services are really reflected by just Strava, Wikiloc, and this one of the photos, I don't remember, Instagram. So the metropolitan area has the obligation, their task is to keep clean beaches, stable beaches and with biodiversity. But the power is not for them. They are very close to citizens because they are providers of services to the different municipalities. But there is the Port de Barcelona and are the central government. This is a really big issue because the Port of Barcelona has nothing to do with beaches. They have nothing to do with coastal regression. They pay each year €1 million for a Dutch company which is moving 100,000 cubic meters each year, okay? With no control, no transparency, because it is not working a lot and it is a lot of money, okay? And with no effects at all on coastal protection. It was the theoretic model, so the longshore currents should bring the sand to the starting point and you keep this moving, okay? With the company, with the Dutch company. But all this sand is keeping on the middle, in an unknown place. It is an issue about granulometry also, the diameter of the sand grain, which is really small. And so the metropolitan area must keep, you will know, around 2.1 million cubic meters of emergent sand with no help, but also with no legal instrument, because by the Source Act of Spain, the only administration who has the right to work to defend the coastline is the central administration. So it is a big problem. And also, as this is a mental monopoly, because the central administration, they will be, don't speak so much about that, or we will meet them, the people of the coastal government, okay? But as they are the only one, there is a public financial company which is just in monopoly regime. What means that? That any, for blueprint, all the terms about efficiency and effectiveness are nonsense at all if it is only one company, okay? And no, 2 minutes, okay. So we have designed, there is a project that only moving small quantities of sand, only you will visit that area of 6,000 cubic meters. We have much more better effects. And also there is a project that just moving sand to create a coastal lagoon, which is an increase of price of 5% as minimum of the houses which are on the front of the water area. It is beautiful, people love that, and it is only €4 to move per cubic meter of sand. And the Dutch company moves sand around €10 per cubic meter. Much more efficient, much more in all the terms. Okay, efficient and effective and cost effective. So I think that we are ecosystem services concept can bring big clues to the management of a really complex environment. This small and teeny plants will win in results to the big stones of 5,000 kilos. And of course, I would like to put that sheep away, okay, and get the money for the people who is really managing and working to create a wonderful landscape for more football players going and paying a lot of money and taxes to keep those beaches going on, and also as the plan to sustain and to maintain a very adaptive system, just to take the sand and keep around, just to gain slope and to gain emergence and volume. It is much more efficient system. And so I think we can bring all these 3 points without before, and so it works. Thank you very much.
Excellent. Okay, we are going to have a chance to ask Jose lots of questions about the sand dune, but I'm going to allow one. Patrick, you can ask it.